Ron, it's Amanda here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is the Oxford World Classics edition. I think it's really lovely. This is the 1818 text as well. So it was republished in 1831, and I believe there were quite a few amendments made to it, so I'm not sure to what extent what I'm going to say about this version would also apply to that one. So yeah, this is a classic tale that tells the story of a young scientist by the name of Victor Frankenstein who becomes obsessed with his craft, as it were, and ends up playing God and creating a creature which gives life and the havoc that ensues. It's a classic of science fiction, which Books and Pieces has done a really interesting video on, which I'll link down below. It's classic of gothic horror. And it touches on lots of big, expansive themes, such as a creator's responsibility to the thing which he creates, man's role in nature and what happens when scientists play God, the transformative power of nature, all big, expansive themes that I should really be interested in and really love, and I just did not like it, unfortunately. Ultimately, it's because I found it really boring. It's split into 3 volumes, and by the beginning of the 3rd volume, I just was like, why isn't this over yet? I'm so bored. And it was a struggle to pick it up, and I'd read about 5 pages at a time and have to put it back down again. So yeah, I think partly that might have been because of the way it's told. So it's all told in the past tense. We start off with one narrator, a sort of gentleman explorer figure who's writing letters back to his sister, and he narrates the tale which is told to him by Victor Frankenstein, who he meets. So it's all very removed from the action, so maybe that has something to do with it. I also didn't like these 2 narrators. I didn't like Richard Walton, the gentleman explorer. I didn't like Victor Frankenstein, the main character. I thought they were both ridiculous and melodramatic, and whiny and egocentric and self-obsessed and just really annoying. Although having said that, I'd quite like to see some kind of spin-off where we see Richard Walton's sister Margaret's responses, because I could just imagine her reading those letters and rolling her eye and being like, just get a grip, man, get a grip. Yeah, so those are the 2 main reasons I think I didn't like it. I did like it more when we were hearing the monster, the creatures side of the story, and I was able to relate a lot more with that part of the story than the rest of it, but that was only a small section of it, and so it didn't really save it for me. Although it was quite sad, it moved me, so yeah. And I also found the descriptions of the landscape very beautiful. Although I can understand why other people may not like those. It made me want to visit the Alps, even if there are creatures running around intent on destroying humanity. So yeah, overall it was a disappointment for me. Like I say, it has lots of the factors that I expected to really enjoy, and it just didn't live up to me. And it also left me feeling a bit stupid, just because it's this classic that's really widely renowned, has glowing reviews on Goodreads, and I just, yeah, like I say, couldn't engage with it, found it boring, didn't like it. Fortunately though, I remembered that Adultish Books, completely forgotten her name, has this amazing video about missed book connections and how it's not our fault. Sometimes, you know, it's not you, it's not the book, just a missed connection. So I went back and watched that, so I'll link that down below as well. If you have read it, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I can't believe I'm the only person who hates it. I don't know. Well, I didn't hate it. I gave it 2 stars on Goodreads, but yeah. So I'd love to hear what you think about this, if you have thoughts on it. And also, I really don't want this review to put anyone off reading it, because like I say, there's lots of people who absolutely loved it, and there are super interesting themes in it. I just could not connect with it, unfortunately. So yeah, that was Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Bye.